Hey there, I am Bryant Cook, and tonight I am joined by Tony Mother Effin Scapone. Tony, what's up?
Not much, man. I am ready to jam the epic gamble. How about you?
I'm having a pretty good day. So, Tony, speaking of pretty good days, you've had a number of them recently. You top aided, what was it, the Legacy Challenge, or was it the Showcase?
No, I top aided the Leaving a Legacy paper event. I
That's
got
what
in
it
50.
was.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm
I got
getting old. I can't remember things.
That's all right.
But tell me about the Leaving Legacy event.
So I went undefeated in the Swiss, going 5-0 and then IDing into the top 8. And I think I was on a run of beating Delver almost a dozen times in a row, and then I lost in the first round of the top 8,
Mhm.
just like the last time I top. So I guess it's back-to-back top 8s, but losing in the first round.
Well, congratulations.
On losing in the first round back
Well,
to
making
back.
top eight, I don't know.
I know. I'm just joking. Thank you.
But the Epic Gamble's been doing pretty well. You're up there in the trophy race. I know you haven't been grinding because you've been playing a lot of Cube Draft, but that's over. People should probably be afraid of you coming back to Legacy.
I agree.
All right, well, we're going to try to get a trophy tonight with the Epic Gamble. There's been some changes since the last time that you were on the channel about 3 months ago. And I think the first one is here with Overmaster, a red sorcery from Torment. It says the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn cannot be countered. Draw a card. Why is this in the deck? And why is 3 the right number?
So this card is ultimately replacing Reckless Impulse. Reckless Impulse was actually a 4 of, and it was clear to me that it was kind of the weakest part of the deck. It was like a glorified redraw, right? I mean, I know it's 2 cards, but I had the same problem with Manamorphose, where you have these openers. This deck is about figuring out if you can kill your opponent, hopefully with protection, or at least roughly finding out the odds in which you can, pull off a really efficient echo with mana floating, this sort of thing. And the more redraws that you have in your hands is the more questions. And I don't want to open up a handful of questions when I'm trying to figure out something very precise. So
That makes sense.
Overmaster, right. And Overmaster is a card that I had tested previously, but I I don't think Relay had been printed yet. And the deck just had a lot fewer artifacts and a lot more bigger sorceries and instants in between, which kind of made it a bit more clunky because you had to tip a lot more of your hand before you cast the card. Whereas here, we can do things like land drop Overmaster, and then oftentimes it has, I'm sure you've experienced this with Veil Summer, where it just becomes a 1 mana hymn to Torok.
Definitely.
And because we very well could have LED Echo, or even just one, or there's a number of very scary combinations of cards when you have 5, 6 cards in your hand and you have an Overmaster on the stack. So it's been very good, and like I said, it replaced Reckless Impulse, and it also allows us to speed up a little bit, right? Because the difficulty with, of course, you could always speed your deck up and put in more Spirit Guides and all these things to make it faster and more Glass Cannon closer to a more traditional or even actual Belcher deck. But then, of course, you run the risk that Belcher runs, which is just being Glass Cannon and being very susceptible to, and easy to stop, fragile, however you want to put it. Um, but the more that you can put protection alongside speed successfully, I think overall, I mean, that's this deck's bread and butter, right? We're really fast, but at the same time, we're pretty resilient and we have a lot of protection. And I think now with the new configuration of the deck, that being really primarily Grim Monolith, is probably what has um, enabled this style. But with the way the deck is configured now, it makes a lot more sense to run Overmaster, right? With Grim Monolith, we can go up to a 4th Mox Opal pretty safely. And like I said, we can increase speed, right? So we can play Simian Spirit Guide. And I've tested this card a fair amount, and it always had the issue of not being the greatest with things like Galvanic Relay or Horn, Harnfell, Horn of Bounty. Basically, these exile effects, you cannot use Simian Spirit Guide for mana. If it's in exile, it has to be in your hand. So it's not a great card to flip, but If you're replacing what otherwise would be a land, it greatly mitigates that. So it's replacing directly the 2 Simian Spirit Guides split with the 2 Shatterskull Smashing. We're always on 4 Smashings. Now we're on 2. So are there spots where we would like to have the red source off of the land drop and we get Spirit Guide? Sure. But I think the pros greatly outweigh the cons. We're a lot faster. It also fits with kind of this theme of when we use our mana, it comes out of our deck, right? Like you can play out Petals, you can play out Chrome Mox, and even imprint undesirables. Your Grim Monoliths stay in play. When you have excess mana, you can put defense grids in play. And when you're echoing multiple times over and over again, it becomes exponential and very important to, as much as you can, thin out your deck of the cards that you don't want. And Spirit Guide fits that bill, right? You can exile it.
So, Tony, I've never heard this before from you, but I love that. It makes so much sense to me. And yeah, that's exactly what you want to be doing. When you echo your second or third time, you don't want a ton of mana. You want the action spell to close out. So, yeah, really well said.
Yeah, I especially because you're exiling your action naturally. You're exiling your echo when you use it, and you're exiling oftentimes your burning wish. And let's be honest, sometimes you do have to imprint a card that you don't want to. Sometimes you do have to imprint one of your wishes. So
Yeah. So you never answered my question though. Like, why only 3 Overmaster? We're not playing one in the
right.
wish board. In theory, I'm just talking out loud here. This seems like a card that would want to be a 4 up to me because it is a cantrip at the bare minimum. There's a card that I would cut from the main deck, but we've discussed it a number of times and I don't want to say it. Why is 3 the right number?
I know you want to cut Wish. I also want to cut Wish.
Yeah,
I've spent
so let's cut it and play 4 Overmaster, Tony.
No, you can't. You can't cut Wish, or you can, but it is ultimately ill-advised because as I've kind of alluded to or said directly, this deck more than any Storm deck or any Burning Wish deck uses its Burning Wish a lot. We go and get Echo, we go and get Gamble, or we relay. The games get grindy. We have to imprint wishes. Like you need that 5th wish, and although it is not ideal and certainly not preferable, except in some corner case scenarios, to Burning Wish, it's
all right.
I really feel it.
I asked you to sell me on Overmaster and why you only have 3. You're avoiding the question, Mr. Wish Schiller. Why are we only playing 3 Overmaster?
I guess a couple reasons. 1, there's just no room to put a 4th. 2, we already have a ton of protection. 3, it's not fantastic in multiples. Okay, it's not the worst. The floor is pretty high, being able to just be a redraw. But it is just like a Morphos or Reckless Impulse would be. Sometimes just the redraw that provides that question mark that we don't want to be in our hand. So I do really want the effect. I guess to answer, you had said, why isn't it in the board, right? I would love for it to be in the board. I don't think it quite makes the cut. I think it's so super close. I think we really need the second Shattering Spree. In the event that we don't need the second Shattering Spree, it would be competing for the Reforge the Soul slot, which it might have some game against. I wouldn't fault anybody for running 4. I don't think it's a huge enough difference where it's going to matter too much either way. But so I guess I don't feel like too strongly about it. But that's just where I'm at. Okay?
Sounds good. So I don't have any final thoughts. Is there anything you would like to explain before we hop on in? The sideboard is pretty much the same as the last video, except we have one additional Shattering Spree over the Reforge. I think you've covered all of the recent changes in the main deck. We had Grim Monolith last time, so that's not new, although it's continued to perform for you, so I've seen. So you're still very happy with Grim Monolith, I imagine?
Yeah. It's there's one thing that came up, right? And it's come up a few games that I didn't even think of until it was right in front of me. And I was like, oh man, this is so cool. So if you have 2 in play, right? One is untapped. Obviously, that's your active one. You would prefer that it not get blown up or messed with. And if you happen to have 1 other mana lying around and they do go to target it and kill it, you could just untap your other one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I guess one other change is we have gone up to a 6th soul land, right? So 4 Reckless Impulse came out, 3 Overmaster came in, right? And then I removed a red source in Fiery Islet and added the soul land because we were able to put what is ultimately in the 4th Overmaster slot, a 4th Mox Opal. So we have more soul lands. We have not gone down a red source if you want to count your Mox Opal as a red source, which is pretty safe to do in a list like this. So we're able to go faster in the terms of soul lands and not go down on red sources. So I was pretty excited that just kind of worked out nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty jealous of the 4th Opal. It's a card I've always wanted to play in the Epic Storm, but it just never quite makes just enough sense. We're always just an artifact or so short. So a little bit jealous here.
Yeah, we have 20 non-opal artifacts.
It's a lot.
Yep.
All right, so Tony, we're going a little bit long here. Why don't we head on over to the first round?
Let's do it.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for Cyborg help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 Cyborg guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Match number 1 with TonyScapone, the legend. And we're on the draw. Tony, so we don't have Metalcraft. We have this Mox Opal, but we're short a red source. Our entire hand's red outside of this monolith. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this is a pretty easy mulligan.
Yeah, I mean, it's closer than it looks because Grim Monolith Pass is a pretty powerful start, especially with the Birgi, but with, at best we're running into 1 red source. I'd throw it back.
All right, so we have a red source with the Shatter Skull this time. We have a Gamble. Grim Monolith, we have a Spirit Guide, so there's no Soul Land effect here. We could like turn 1 Grim Monolith. Is this good? Like, is this fast enough? Our opponent just went to 5.
Oh, they went to 5, huh? I would keep. It's not like spectacular, but it's going to be a Grim Monolith pass, and then probably a pretty powerful turn 2. If we don't just draw, there are draws here that would be very good.
So am I crazy thinking that maybe we bottom the defense grid? Our opponent mulliganed to 5. I feel like fair decks usually don't go that low against me.
I don't think so. I think I'd get rid of the Burning Wish, honestly, because we have other action.
I don't know.
If they're non-blue, I'm not sure we necessarily need Burning Wish to.
We were getting oopsed. This is not good. Looks like we're dead.
Wow.
All right. Well, that was a quick one.
Nothing matters.
Yikes. Okay, so let me slide this down just a hair. Do we sideboard at all? That
So I know we played before, and I was kind of going back and forth, right? For the longest time, I used to take grids out, 3 of them, and just play the bounce spells because the grids were useless to me. I used to always see just Leyline of Sanctity, and that was it, really. But someone mentioned to me that they play Force of Vigor and as a 4 of, and it's pretty stock. And I started looking at lists, and that is the case. I just wonder if, because I don't think people bring him in against me from the oops side of the table because they just want to go fast. They just want to win. So, but I don't know. I don't think Void Snare is particularly good. I just used to think the grid was useless. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's probably best to have a split of 2 Echoing Truth and 2 Defense Grid because I think it's reasonable to assert that they're not supposed to bring it in and most people don't. I have still yet to have it cast on me from them. And
okay.
Echoing Truth is actually pretty good at just bouncing Narcomoebas.
Yeah, that makes
Making
sense
it
to me.
yeah.
All right, so it's our turn to win turn one on the play, right?
It is.
Keep. I'm not gonna allow you to tell me that this is a mulligan. Not gonna have it, Tony. We get the Chain Grim Monoliths? That's what I signed up for tonight.
Beautiful.
And there's the ley line.
Don't care.
Lotus Petal. Cast Rite of Flame. For a monolith. Yeah.
It's worth mentioning that we don't have any red source, or we're not going to here, but we will have Metalcraft.
Alright. And I think we just float blue.
Yeah.
Spin that wheel.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So we can play Horn.
That's what I would do.
No need to play the land. I know I've been scolded before by the TonyScapone for that, so I don't want to be yelled at again. Float blue here. Making Tony out to be a bad guy. It's not the case. Alright, we're going to discard. Let's get rid of this grid. Ooh, love that Simian Spirit Guide there. That is not true.
So it's worth noting that Echo can bounce Grim Monolith, which is another sweet mode for the card when you have a Horn in play.
Oh yeah, that is pretty sweet. Okay, not the best so far. I think we
That's
discard the
fine.
tomb. Well, I think we want to keep. No, I guess. Okay, there's an echo.
So we
So
have a
I can gamble for echo.
win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
So,
go pedal, gamble for Echo, play a soul land, and spin that wheel.
but I love spinning wheels.
Mm-hmm. It's worth noting that is the last one that's in our deck. We have one available to us in exile right in front of us, but we just don't want to run into some gamble line.
Ooh, that does it.
Okay.
Am I allowed to play out the artifacts?
I think you can. I trust you. I believe in you.
Okay, so I mean I would play them out here. So we can then discard the extra land. We also don't need this Burning Wish. Let's discard the Rite of Flame. Or actually, do we have enough mana? I want to count real quick. I don't want to misplay this. So we want to be able to Echoing Truth the ley line. So right is 4 mana. We go down to 3 mana, the Echoing Truth. I don't think it really matters. I'm just gonna play the right. Like, we don't need to reveal more cards here.
Sure.
We actually have an Echoing Truth in Exile, so we can use that one.
We can even grape shot them. Do you like that card?
Grape Shot, I've never heard of. What does it do?
I thought maybe you would.
Okay.
It does 1 damage.
Okay.
But then it gets copied. many times, depending upon how many spells you've cast before it.
It doesn't sound familiar.
It's a pretty sweet mechanic.
Okay.
You'll see it. You'll see it here.
All right, so I'm going to expand the sideboard and not accidentally misclick. Are you into that?
Yes.
Love this UI. You know, really great that it opens up really, really small, and it's hard to click on. It's just great for the user. But we won turn 1 on the play. Is this going to be... I don't know, Tony. I'm a little nervous here. We're on the draw.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but hopefully they mulligan. Hopefully they mulligan into Oblivion, but if not, hopefully they at least mulligan to a discard hand that doesn't go off turn 1.
So we technically have Gamble for Echo. Is this good enough?
We should probably look to do better. On average, with how many mulligans we have, we're going to find at least the same.
So
we send this back.
Okay. Yikes. Do we go to 4?
Yep. They are also on 5.
They're pausing, so I think they're keeping their 5. Yeah, they kept 5.
Yeah.
This is fine, right?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 1 card shy, so we have to hope that our Chromox can imprint something.
So I think we get rid of Monolith.
Get rid of Monolith, Birgi, and Opal, and hope that we draw a red card. Or we have 5? Do we have 5? I thought we had 4.
We're on 4.
We're on 4. Yeah, so you have to bottom.
My thought
we can.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm just counting wrong.
So we could do this, and then guarantee like anything that imprints wins, or wheels. We could put this back and have to draw exactly a red card, and keep the tomb, so we'd have 1 floating. But I feel like we're likely to draw a land off our wheel, so that's why I liked putting the Ancient Tomb back.
Monolith 2. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Goodbye, Berg. Let's go. They kept 5. Lotus Petal.
This also turns on Soul Land as a note.
Oh, we
want to see discard spell.
We dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost the die roll, right?
Why would we ever do that? It doesn't look like they kept in or brought in Force of Negation. Or Force of Vigor, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Auto yield. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll accidentally misclick. They cast Therapy targeting me. We might as well let them put their spells in the stack. I don't know.
Sure.
Name's Fairy Macabre. Okay. Would be a spicy one. And they pick up the Oracle, and Tony, unfortunately, we're starting this video off 0-1. Bummer. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. A chance at redemption in match number 2. We were on the play. We did not win the first die roll and we were punished. Here we have turn 1 Horn into turn 2 Echo. I kind of like that. I don't know how you feel.
I mean, if Horn resolves, that is likely to, especially since we're blowing 3, 4 cards, 5 including the Horn to do so, then I would put them on not having forces, and then I would just go for it. 4 cards to find LED.
So am I
Because then you're
keeping?
yeah,
Sweet. I am so excited. I want this hand to work.
it's certainly all in, and it's not as though it's. There are stronger all in hands even, but
Ooh, that feels like an F6.
yes, it does.
Gotta test the waters. Okay. So, just to confirm, you want me to discard right now?
Yep.
Okay. We hit the blue source.
Yep.
Okay, discard. We hit the diamond.
Ding.
Tony, teach me how to play this deck. I guess that's why you're here. That was sweet. Spin that wheel.
So there's a lot of ways to string together the mana, right? But then there's also like if you hit 2 mana and a Burning Wish, you can Burning Wish for whatever, and then you still have 2 more looks at LED.
Our opponent is not having a good time.
That's okay.
Get out of your relay. I think I want to keep the grid around. Is that unreasonable?
No, that's fine.
Okay, plenty of mana and action over there. Let's discard this Chrome Mox. Discard the Rite of Flame. I think our opponent's conceding. I'm lagging. Nope. Okay. Tony, have you ever like resolved the grid and were so far ahead that you peered your opponent just so that they
Yep.
could have cards?
Oh, of course.
I guess in theory, if you still had Reforge in your deck, you could peer them and then like Reforge to maybe win. I don't know how that actually works out.
You can do it to look at their deck,
Okay.
which I've done. So I would just play like Opal Petal Grid, see if it resolves, and then if it does, then you can kill them for sure.
That's the game plan. Although now they're taking a really long time on everything. It's a Mox Opal. Let's go.
This is an opportunity for them to put some salt on their food.
I also like how they un-F6'd, but now we're like stopping on every spell.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 other opals in exile. Why are you pausing on this one?
Bit of salt in the wound, OP.
Oh, they have conceded the game. About time. Alright.
Yeah.
So we don't know what they're playing. How do you board?
I take out 1 grid and I put in 1 Echoing Truth.
I like it. Submit. For a long time, Echoing Truth was my preferred answer in Legacy. I mean, this was years ago. And I then returned to it after the death rate banning. Like, I was on Pure Grixis for a while, and I was like, oh my god, I love Echoing Truth. This card's busted. And now I'm back to 4 colors, but for a while, I was all about that Echoing Truth life.
Sweet card.
This hand is not sweet, though. In fact, Tony, I would go as far to say that this hand is trash.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we just bottom a Soul Land.
Yep.
Let's see what MacKDaddyyy has in store for us. Prismatic Vista. Basic Forest. Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, I'd be angry too if I decided to register Utopia Sprawl. Alright. City of Traders. I don't know why I'm trash talking this poor opponent. Like, they've done nothing wrong. Grim Monolith.
So it's worth noting, even if they, for some reason, have forces and they force our grid, we still will have Metalcraft and can go off.
Grid to protect us from Mindbreak Trap? Don't mind if I do. Okay. I think they're just Enchantress. What color did they name? White?
Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely Enchantress.
Yep.
Oh, poor opponent. Let's spin that wheel. So we have a relay. Do we just take that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got to be the right play, I think. 9 cards off the top rope. Ideally, we'd flip the Echoing Truth in case they played something that stopped us, but we did not.
Mm.
So our opponent does get a chance to potentially lock us out here.
What is nice, though, is even if that's the case, which it looks like it's not here, we can drop a horn, which is very good at finding us the following turn and echoing truth into a win.
They're making a
Green
green
is good.
mana. I like how
Oh, yeah.
half of your deck is like Urza's block, and then the other cards are just like broken combo cards printed in the last 3 years.
It makes for gorgeous foils.
I just started playing Grim Monolith in my CEDH deck, and let me tell you, the looking at the prices makes me a little bit sick.
Yep.
All right, this should just be an easy peasy win.
Yep.
I guess I could have played a Berg. I lost out on a couple mana. Forgive me.
Ah, the lack of efficiency.
I don't know how we'll possibly win.
I don't either. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure this one out on my own. Tony's not gonna help me. Alright, play an Opal. Might as well play this Overmaster.
Yeah.
Draw. Let's play a Chrome Mox. This is storm number 7. We will imprint this Galvanic Relay. Plenty of mana. I think that we could use a Horn.
Yeah. I mean, how else would you do it here?
I just don't know.
I don't see another line.
Discard. Discard.
Whoa.
We have a lot of Burning Wishes over there.
Oh.
See, I don't... You have triple Burning Wish. Are you sure that you need Normal Wish? Are you sure?
Yeah.
So another thing we could do here, Tony, is we go get Peer into the Abyss, and then we're guaranteed to see our entire deck.
Yes. Why draw half your deck when you can draw the whole thing?
I mean...
We should just play Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah, have you considered that?
Just put one in the board, and then that's another reason to play Wish.
Oh, they're
You're actually casting it.
They're conceding. Oh. Okay. That's a bummer. We're 1-1. Jeez. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite storm win condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, Ave Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Match 3. Tony, we can cast a single spell on this. I guess we can technically cast 2. I think this is a pretty easy mulligan.
It becomes so good if we get LED, but yeah, it's a mull.
See? Triple Burning Wish. You don't need that normal wish. This one's reasonable. All
Yep.
right, so bottom the Bergmeister and Simeon or Bright of Flame.
Yeah, it's actually a turn 1 peer.
I do like the piers. I mean, I just tried to cast one and I was denied. Uh-oh, Polluted Delta. Underground Sea. Ponder. Is this still a peanut butter and jam situation?
Depends. Probably not. Huh. Oy.
I think we just jam.
Yeah, but do we jam for peer? Because that plays into days as well.
It
Probably
does.
want to at least beat days and just wheel.
So my thing is, how likely are, because I mean, the only deck that plays Underground Sea days is pretty much Doomsday or like really, really bad Delver variants, where this could just be like Grixis control or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm banking on Doomsday, but yeah, I wasn't thinking of Grixis control. I was thinking could be Ad Nauseam, in which case it doesn't matter.
Like, I'd just rather take the upside that our opponent isn't on a days deck and we just flat out win. Oh,
Wow.
I remember my
Okay.
first time playing Magic. I should stop trash talking. I am so sorry, opponents. They just have
Oh.
double burning, double force. Okay,
So I wonder, like, if if you hadn't exiled the Spirit Guide first,
would they have
I
done that?
wonder if they right. Like, was that the real like play of the game here?
You never know.
That's such a better outcome than it should have been, like twice over.
Baleful Strix.
I mean, we probably, uh, I don't know. It depends.
We have to draw Lion's Eye Diamond off the top. We're also pretty far away from Metalcraft, so if they like him us into Lotus Petal, that could do it.
Yep.
Tundra. So they're not Grixis, they're 4-color. Draw.
That's pretty good.
I think we actually
I would
hang on
hold
to
it.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
We don't want it to get hit by Prismatic Ending. We, all I did was tap the city. I jumped the gun. Went it with 3 cards. Scrubland. Ah, literal worst possible outcome.
Wow. Yeah, I'd play it.
That hurt.
A good thing is this deck has like no win cons. It's Baleful Strixes and Snapcasters.
Really? So they must
Yep.
have another force if they put Iteration on top.
Not necessarily. We have one card, so it's not a huge roll of the dice to take one turn off.
Okay.
A
Blue source. Damn. Snapcaster. Oh, they must have messed up with the Sanctuary trigger.
or did they not put it on the top of their deck?
Yeah, I think they accidentally messed it up.
Uh Interesting.
All right. So we're taking 1 down to 14. Our opponent has 2 whole cards in hand. Draw. There we go.
Go. Go. Go.
You spin me right round, baby. Right. I'm done. Now we get forced. Ooh, it resolves.
Ooh. So we have no red. Yep. Go for the grid, baby.
How many forces can you play in one game? All right. Well, they at least have 3. No red for the um, relay kind of stinks here.
Yeah. Hit imprint relay.
I will. I will. Come on. No lag. Let's go. All right. We will. How do you feel about imprinting this one? Huh? Good?
Mana's good.
I don't think we're supposed to tap the monolith.
3, 6, 7, 8, 5. I do actually,
Okay.
because we're gonna have 5 mana post wheel, so double blue could actually be useful.
Oh. Oh no, we have a
What?
red. We have a red.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
I think we're just right.
yeah.
That was a choke point, and they just disrespected it.
Wait! Don't play that yet. I think we should maybe Birgi. Yeah, I think we should Birgi.
Really, we're gonna give up a relay that's guaranteed for at least 12?
We have 6 mana. It's still guaranteed.
Oh, you're talking about the front half. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, not Horn. Play Birgi. Yeah, now we can play LED. And then we can just cycle these Overmasters. And probably win off of them.
Oh, they're
If
done. They just
I
picked
mean
it up.
the relay
Triple
is win.
force wasn't enough. Yes. Get out of here. The old him to Torok, triple force. Get out. You're garbage. Go home. Not you, opponent. You're beautiful. But yeah, that was a sweet one. How do we board for this matchup, if at all? Like, do we want empty versus the deck with black in it? Like, our opponent is playing a deck that's essentially straight out of 2018, so I'm pretty sure there's probably Plague Engineers in there. Do we want to make ourselves weak to that?
I don't like it on the draw. We might bring it in on the play. Just because this is a turn 1 empty deck. When you're bringing empty in, for the most part, you're turn 1ing it. It is a feel bad when like your opener doesn't have it, but you have to keep it because then your deck is diluted. I certainly wouldn't do it on the draw. So we're not boarding anything on the draw.
So, Tony, how many comments do you think we'll get in the comment section that are just like, Bryant Cook is such an a-hole, constantly trash talking his opponents? Over or under 4.5?
Under, but not by much.
I'm gonna take the over. All right, so here we have turn 1 Bergmeister. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I like this hand.
Okay.
I don't love it, but I do like it.
I would like to blame Tony for my attitude. I never trash talk my opponents this much, but when Tony's in the call, it's all I want to do. Hey, Wish finally found a use. We can imprint it.
So we can either wait and get hemmed, or we can play Berg.
I would just play the Berg.
Yeah, there's something to be said about, like, if we were on the play, I think this hand I wouldn't, and then I would go turn 2 horn, turn 3 horn, like expecting the first one to get countered.
So you don't want me to play her?
I do, because we're on the draw. So I think that's too slow of a line. And then I would just pass.
Storm 3. Alright, so we're going to lose half our hand here. Didn't see this coming. It's always double Thoughtseize. What if we just beat our opponent to death? How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure if I would have played. I would certainly not play any more lands.
Okay.
I'd play.
I think we hold.
It's a tough
these,
call
right?
here because you want
deck?
to hold cards for horn, but you don't want to get discarded. Yes, and we do have relay.
So I think it's pretty free to just like, they're unlikely to have 2 him, but when they get up to 3, oh, I open up my fat mouth. I'm sorry, Tony. But if they get up to 3 lands, Snapcaster becomes a thing. I guess they do have double him.
I would play this pedal out so that we have a blue source, so we're live to draw and gamble, and Burning Wish becomes gamble, which becomes echo.
Okay. Pass the turn. I think we're going to win this game by attacking with Birgi.
Oh yeah. No, pending. Oh no. Oh, please do it. Bouncer.
All right. So we just picked up a horn.
Let's get horny.
Whoa. Whoa.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird.
See, it was Tony that brings out the worst in me. I said it and no one believed me, and now here he is talking about Hornfell. Uh,
Okay,
pass the
all
turn.
right.
3 cards in the opponent's hand. Are we getting hemmed in our draw step? Yep, they're creating the stop. Snapcaster him.
I would actually exile the SSG if they do.
Make them cast it. Alright, you have a him.
Ah, it only hit 1 card.
What a loser.
And they thought they had a 2-for-1.
Alright, we're going to 14. What is our best draw here?
Gamble, Burning Wish.
Well, Gamble's definitely... Or I
Gamble's
guess,
better.
yeah. They fate sealed us. Yikes. Pass that turn. They have 1 card.
Yeah. They play 1 Jace. This is actually not good.
They're fate sealing again. That time the log didn't say where it put. The first one, it said that they left it. Alright, take a draw. Maybe I was just looking the wrong place. We'll hang on to that.
I hate how they changed the wording on Jace.
I don't know what you mean.
Like the +2. It just says whether or not you where is it? Chooses to not use the ability. So the ability being putting
Oh,
it on the bottom. It used to tell you bottom or top.
yeah.
And now it's like not necessarily intuitive. I always have to like stop for a second and go, wait, okay, that means this, you know?
So
Just
they put a
annoying.
Force and Negation on top of their deck with the Mystic. They can draw it with Teferi. Alright, we're locked. Let's just go to the next one.
Yeah.
We get to be on the play, though. So do you want the empties?
I do, yeah.
How many?
4.
Ooh, you don't even leave one as a wish target? You're crazy.
No, I've started bringing in 4, and I haven't seen a reason not to since I've started doing it.
So what gets sided
So
out?
wish and 3 gambles.
Let's go. Party time. There was a period in my life where I was a 4 empty the warrens kind of guy, but it involved Cabal therapy. I don't think we can keep this.
Nope.
We have empty, but we're 1 mana short. Would also be for like next to no storm.
Yeah, I got a 5. Okay.
Is this good enough?
It's not great, but I think we're gonna keep it. And
So is it better than just like LED Echo Red Source Overmaster? Like, should we just play to what our like? I feel like this hand is like kind of below average.
oh, it's certainly below average, but when playing, what are they on? They're
They're
on
on
silly
6.
mode to 6, and they kept on 6. Like we can just play a turn 2, but like we can keep Shatterskull City, Birgi. We can play our Shatterskull pass, and then we can play Birgi,
Okay.
which pressures. It's not great, but I don't like going to 4 here.
So I think we put Simine Spear Guide Opal on the bottom.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So we just want to give our opponent 3 life here, right? Like that's what our deck does.
What do you mean?
I was joking about bolting myself with the land. Don't worry about it. Not a very
Oh,
good
right.
joke. Not a good joke. All right. Volcanic Ponder. We can actually jam the Wish on turn 2 as well. Just make them force it so we don't... I guess they didn't lead... Oh, wow. That was good.
Oh boy. So yeah, now we get to go Berg.
And they force it. Here's a
Worth
thought.
note.
Do you think we should play out the artifact? Like, there is Relay in our deck. My only thought is it would
They
stop a
can't hammer us.
fluster. Yeah, but it would stop a fluster from countering the echo next turn. But I don't know if that's actually good enough. They pitch force negation. Wow. I think we should just hang on to them. Like, we do have relays in our deck, and empty, actually.
Yeah. If they had access to double black, I mean, well, I don't know.
You just try it again.
Yeah, just run it back.
Do we jam?
I think so, yeah.
Let's start on pedal.
Unfortunate we don't have enough to threaten a relay off the Burning Wish.
Or I think we should just play the wish and not sacrifice the diamond.
Yeah, just put Wish on the stack.
Alright. Does the Burning Wish resolve?
They could have Pyroblast.
They could.
We could. Oh, we don't want to walk into Narset.
I think it just has to be Echo. Like, we can't relay.
Yeah, go. Wonder if it was better to sack the LED. Because then it does play around Pyroblast nicely.
Oh, it
But
resolved! It resolved!
They don't have it.
Alright, so...
We don't have double black, otherwise this Overmaster would kind of just do it all for us. But I think we can threaten a Horn, and then we could put Overmaster in front of the Burning Wish. Do we have enough for all that? Believe so. Like, we play the Horn. If it resolves, then we're probably just going to win off of the Horn and just play Grim Monolith here.
So, another thought is we can play Overmaster and then just, like, Burning Wish into relay. Because...
Yeah, but I'd rather put the Horn in front of that.
Okay.
It's just more Storm. And if it resolves, we pretty much know they don't have a Force. And we can... If Horn resolves, well, then we can activate and get rid of Chrome Mox and Volk.
I was just worried about not having enough mana, but maybe that's just not a concern.
No, we have enough to do it all. They counter this, we'll have 3, Volk is 4, Chrome Mox is 5. That's one more than we need to Burning Wish into relay. That's assuming Overmaster doesn't hit anything.
Brainstorm. For being a hand that I did not think was very good, this game has gone very well for us so far.
Yep.
Alright, so they found a force. They pitched a fairy. We still get a red. Overmaster. We hit grid.
Wow. We can even put that in front of the Burning Wish. That's crazy.
I just want to make sure that's enough mana. So we'll go down to 1 floating.
It is.
Okay.
I promise.
I'll choose to believe you.
Wow, and it resolved too. So we can even Echo instead if we want.
So we get Gamble.
Yeah, we can gamble and Echo. Or we can take the relay for 15. What could they possibly do to a relay for... I can tell you what I would do just because
we do know that they have
greedy.
white. They could go White Source Deafening Silence. Oh, we don't have the Echo. Or we gamble for the Echo. I want to spin the wheel.
Let's do it.
You don't play the epic gamble to not gamble.
Yep. I don't like passing the turn, okay?
I mean, says the guy who wanted to board in 4 empty. Alright, let's do it.
But I want to kill them now, Daddy.
From 16 with the red floating. We're going to settle for a relay.
God damn. I guess we'll take a relay for 20 a lot.
Alright, so we'll finish casting our spells. And I think we'll have some mana here to untap that Grim Monolith as well.
Yep.
2 mana floating, tap, relay for 21.
Blackjack, baby.
Both games that we're, well, I'm not going to say that we've won this, but both games that we were in good shape, our opponent opened up on triple force. So I think that's the recipe for success.
Yep. Yeah, I got a couple of questions when I first started playing Overmaster to the effect of, why are you playing Overmaster? I thought you said that the deck was already really good against blue decks. And kind of my answer to that is, well, more than half of the format is blue, so it's okay to take what you would consider to be a good matchup and make it better if it's more than half of the entire format, right?
I'd agree with that. We can beat that.
Yes, we can.
That was not Deafening Silence. It was literally the only card I cared that they played there.
And we even have our answer to Stony Silence. All we need is our Volcanic Island in play, and we can just get a bounce spell. In fact,
I mean, we don't need. We can just win with Berg.
we can, but it's about sending the message, Bryant.
I'd rather win with it on the table just to say like, hey, your cards don't matter. You remember
Also,
this.
also a good message. I like it.
Like, I'm about sending messages too. I just want to send the right message, and that message is your cards suck. Actually, is it better? Now I'm second guessing myself. Is it actually better to just get the answer? It probably is.
Well, you'd have to work up to
16 Storm. I think we should just get the
great.
answer. Oh, I
Yeah,
shouldn't have played the one from hand. Don't yell at me, Tony. Don't yell at me.
yeah, because we're gonna be horning, and then we're gonna get rid of our hand, and then if we flip our Echo, we'll cast it. If we don't, we can gamble for Echo.
Well, tap the Volk for a blue. Just know that I want to use that. Alright, so now we can tap our Grim Monoliths for infinite colorless mana. Oh, are they conceding? Look at that, Tony. We are now 2-1? Or was this match number... I don't even know anymore. Let's look. Let's look.
I believe so.
2-1.
Yeah.
Alright, we did it. Match 4 coming up. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Match 4, the Epic Gamble. I have TonyScapone here with me. We've opened up a hand that can imprint Relay into Simian Spirit Guide Wheel on turn 1. We're on the draw, so we could even potentially play these Grim Monoliths. Tony, I think that this is a snap keep.
I wouldn't say snap, but it's definitely a keep. It really wants one more mana source so that we can just relay. I would love to. I mean, it depends what we're playing against here. If it's non-blue and we know we can go for it, then it doesn't really matter. It's good either way. But we still want mana so that you.
Uh-oh. I think 8 cast... Ooh, it's Painter. Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say 8 cast is probably the deck I dislike the most in current Legacy.
This is like the hybrid.
Yeah.
Like Painter cast or whatever.
We drew this lovely card. I think we just peanut butter and jam.
They're on 3 cards. Yeah.
Which one do you imprint?
I would imprint Wish.
And just to confirm, you want to spin the wheel?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure you don't want to like monolith pass or something. Okay, grab the echo. Spin that wheel.
Oh.
This is actually... Oh.
So
For some reason, I gotta take a
It's
split second longer. I looked at this and saw LED. I was like,
no,
oh,
it's okay. So we can imprint gamble, make 4 off the Rite of Flames, cast Monolith, and then relay, or I guess because we are in danger of dying, right? There is a grindstone in play, although I think it's pretty slim.
I don't like this pause.
Me neither.
Okay, well, I'd rather they force that than something else. Pitches Kappa Cannoneer. Pass the turn. Lotus Petal. Versus Bauble. Thought Cast. Up to 5 cards. Versus Saga. Mishra's Bauble. 3 cards left. They use 1 Bauble. And then the other.
No painter.
So they're going to have 3 Bauble triggers here.
Yeah. What did they pitch to the Force of Will?
Kappa Cannoneer.
Oh, right.
Okay, so they're going to go up to 6 cards. We get 1 draw.
Play that Monolith.
Yeah, for red. Actually, what are we even doing here?
I mean, at this point, we're probably relaying. You could 50-50 or actually you could even 66% chance a gamble LED, but I would cast Burning Wish. Probably just go for relay here.
You like relay for 4 more than the 50-50 echo?
I mean, it seems like they don't have a force, but yeah, because
Okay.
they don't have painter, they don't have force. I suppose we could run into a Karn.
Alright. Relay for 4. I'm going to trust your judgment.
I mean, either way, it's not a spectacular spot. I don't think we're necessarily favored from this position. Do we hit any blue sources?
City, Ancient Tomb, Birgi, Shatter Skull Smashing. So, best case scenario, we resolve Horn.
Yeah, which gives us a lot of looks.
Cast another Thought Cast. Okay, so we're being bobbled. They replayed some artifacts. We have revealed Echo of Aeons to our opponent. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Play another seat.
All right, no Karn. It's a good sign.
So they do have 8 cards in hand.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, they can pay for force though.
2, 4, 6. Wait.
Yeah, I'm holding it because I realized. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to try to horn here.
Yeah, because we can't. We don't have enough mana.
Come on, resolve.
They've drawn so many cards.
They have.
Wow.
Really?
So I would discard the Echo first.
Really surprised they just let that go. So we want to see like LED plus something to cast grid here. Like LED opal.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I would activate. Okay.
Okay, so this gets bounced. I mean, the Overmaster is pretty good. And Rite of Flame makes 4.
Yeah. Come on, baby.
Flipped another Bergmeister.
So we go Rite of Flame. We play.
Are they F6'd?
I think so. Wait. So that Echo is an exile, but we do have one. So if you play Birgi first, you take Petal Opal out of being an out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if we hit Petal off of Overmaster or Opal, we can Echo. Whereas if we play Birgi first, then we're only banking on LED.
Okay.
So I would just Overmaster here, and then if it misses, we can just play Birgi. Yeah. Yeah, they're
X.
F6. So they're gonna draw a bunch more cards. Oh, they're gonna get rid of our Echo.
Pretty good chance.
So we have what, one left in our deck, or is it in sideboard? It's in our deck, right?
It's in our deck.
Yeah.
Soul Guide Lantern.
Yep. How have they not found Painter yet?
There's the Spellbomb to bounce for Birgi.
They drew a card. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, they're gonna bring it back.
They replay the Spellbomb.
And drew. So they want to draw cards now as opposed to on our turn?
Yeah, I guess
Uh,
so. Otherwise, would have made sense to bobble.
So maybe they have an LED in hand and they were looking for a painter so they can just win. Otherwise, why would you pay the extra?
So it's like not a real thing or an important thing, but I think one of the things that I really dislike about 8cast is they take so many actions that all just feel meaningless to me. Like bobble, replay bobble, bobble, trigger bobble, 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 lotus petal, opal. It's just like they have a ton of things that I'm just like, I don't want to sit here and wait for you to cast all of these. I'm just very impatient. And it's not a fault of the opponent. This is a me issue. But it's just like, come on, hurry up and cast all of your zeros.
I do a similar thing with the Epic Gamble. I take a lot of game actions.
Yeah, but you're the one doing them. Therefore, it's fun. Like I said, it's a me problem.
Yeah.
They found the painter. Do you have lines at Diamond? No.
No. Made everything blue.
All right. I think we just play the horn.
Yep. Ooh, our Chrome Moxen can tap for blue.
Generate a red.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Now we're just dead. Okay. That was unfortunate.
We actually had a really good chance of winning from that position if that did resolve.
All right. So what do we do here? Do we bring in a spree? Do we bring in both sprees? Do we do a 1-1? What's the deal?
So, typical 8 cast is usually difficult enough where I bring in empty. Of course, we're definitely bringing in the spree, but this is obviously not typical 8 cast. Do we think that they have chalices in the board?
I don't know. I would guess no based on the amount of ones we saw. And they are a grindstone deck, so they have to be able to cast them.
That makes sense. So we're definitely bringing the spree.
They might actually have hydros in the board to go with their painters.
Yeah. I think it's just spree.
1 or 2.
1. And cutting. Can we cut the wish?
Or we can cut something
Yeah,
else. I'm just memeing.
no, I mean if we truly don't think they're on chalice, we can. Because then we're not in fear of getting locked out, and we do have the shattering spree if we do. So yeah, I'm fine with cutting wish.
All right. Sorry that I'm yawning. For what it's worth, it is a little bit late and I'm old. So Forgive me.
Me as well. On both accounts.
And I'm just so damn tired of all of these triggers. Just resolve your baubles already.
I think the point that we lost that game was when the horn resolved, and it really didn't hit much.
Alright, on the play for game 2. Yeah. This seems like a snap keep. Sounds insane.
1, 2, 3. I mean, it's not that insane.
Oh no.
Did you think that was a gamble?
I did.
You can undo Spirit Guide.
I mean, it would have impacted our mulligan decision, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I would have kept this.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all right. So we can either wait to cast the horn, or we can play Birgi. I mean, Birgi is a very good card for the matchup. They might just blow it up though. But I think I would just play Birgi here off the Spirit Guide.
My bad. I'm sorry.
All right, and then play Opal,
Are we gonna
and
try to
then
cycle here?
cycle the Overmaster. Yeah, you might as well. So they let Birgi resolve. I mean, there's a number of cards that just get there for us here.
Gamble.
It's not one of them. Is there a reason to play the LED or anything? I don't think so.
I mean, we
If
still
we
have
just
relays in our
pass.
deck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really did think that was a gamble.
Well, it was a gamble to keep the hand, right?
Yeah. Oh, geez. I'm sorry. If we lose this, it's on me.
Well, Birgi is a very powerful card, and even if you don't have anything, if this card remains in play, we're just very high chance to start getting there every draw step.
They have 4 cards.
Like, they didn't counter it, and they haven't removed it.
Beat down.
Okay. Get them.
How many times in your life do you think you've attacked for lethal with Birgi from like above 18 life? Just beat down with Birgi.
If you watch I think it was the challenge that I won, or maybe it was the top 8. There was a game against actual 8cast where we were locked out from chalices, and the only way of winning off of an echo was going coast to coast with a Birgi when they were at like 18 or whatever, and it got there. It was insane.
Wow.
So I have video footage evidence of a very unlikely coast to coast Birgi. It was spectacular.
And Tony, where can people find this footage?
Just search TonyScapone on YouTube. You will find me. And I'm sure Bryant will put links in the.
Oh, is this what a
there's
gamble looks like?
It is what it looks like. Although they do have a mana up here, which is certainly concerning.
I think we
Let's
just peanut
go.
butter and jam.
It's wait, so don't play everything yet. In fact, I think LED was the one card we didn't want to play yet. Because depending on how this works out, like, if we play Petal, right, and then you tap Opal for blue, and then you play Opal,
You're
then
thinking
you
about
gamble.
hardcasting Echo?
Yeah, we'll have a 50-50. In fact, I think we do want the LED in play, so I think this is fine. Yeah, play that. Play Petal and Opal and tap the Opal in between, and I think we have a chance to front side and back side.
Should I gamble first?
Nope. Tap Opal for blue, and then play the other Opal. And now we're gonna gamble for Echo.
Okay. Ah.
I saw it. We also could have just straight up
Oh, we're
like we
dead.
could have played.
They have the
They have
painter.
enough.
They get Grindstone with Saga.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Does our opponent have a pulse? I have to imagine the answer is yes. I'm sorry, this game was my own fault for the opening hand blunder.
It's all good. It's on you.
It is. It's my fault. I said it. All right. Unfortunately, we're 2-2. Bummer. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. The fifth and final round. We're on the draw. I have no idea what our opponent plays, Tony. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, it's just an Overmaster's action. It is not gamble. No, it is a 1 red sorcery that is not gamble. One more time. Not gamble.
Not gamble. It's really close. If they're blue, it's probably very good. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I feel better if one of these Grim Monoliths could be imprinted.
Yeah, we'll just go back in time and fix
Mm.
Chromox to say to remove the non-artifact thing.
Yeah. I say we keep it.
Okay. Well, that is an island.
Yep.
I think we just turn one grid. Is that crazy?
I like to. I would probably Grim Monolith instead because it's the mana works out the same as far as next turn, but then we get to use the grid as like a silence. I think the bigger question is how do we cast it? I guess we're imprinting Overmaster, huh?
No, I was just going to double Chromox no imprint.
But then we only have.
I think that's better.
Yeah, because we're gonna get a ton of mana from monoliths.
Okay, and then tap tap and play the Grim Monolith.
So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you play grid, right, the next turn you wind up using the monolith as mana. It's +1,
Yep.
right? But if you play monolith and then you go and play grid next turn, well, your +3 from the monolith only becomes +1. So it's the same thing in terms of mana, except you get the benefit of hiding your grid.
What do you think about
We
just
drew
playing Grim here and passing?
uh 2 islands. Yeah, I like it. It's unfortunate, very much so, that we drew Chrome Mox.
All right, so we are mono artifacts right now. Pretty soon we can hardcast Emrakul. They play in Ottawara Soaring City. Take a draw. Yes.
Jeez. So, so wait.
You want to go for it here?
I mean, I don't think there's any use in playing out any more monoliths. If anything, we hold for relay. Um,
You want to just play grid then?
what do we think they're on at this point?
I don't know. If
It's
I
some sort of
if I
mono
had a
blue with
guess, one of the
what?
the Oracle ThoughtShift decks, maybe. Like they haven't played any fetches yet, so this tells me it's like ThoughtShift.
Right. So we might certainly be in danger here. It might. I mean, I think at this point we ditch the Overmaster.
So you
Like,
just
and just cycle it because
okay.
there's a number of cards where it's gonna be good for us here,
I
and they
just
might just force it. Yeah. Ugh. Really? Okay.
could have played the grid.
I
Um.
I guess so. Uh, I mean, I would just pass. No, why?
Okay. Well, I feel like we're gonna get wheeled and then be out of it, but okay.
Then we're out of it either way. I don't think there's any reason to put a grid into play. unless they have to pitch their wheel to the force, but if they have a wheel, we lost. I would rather with a grid in play, it incentivizes them to just hold open a force, whereas they might tap under a grid.
So I guess relays are out here. Oh, they're definitely on ThoughtShift. I got that
Yeah.
part right. They milled us and we did not hit anything. Draw. So good.
Okay. So we just weren't gonna draw anything. So just I mean, this game is lost.
Old Hull Breacher. There it is. We are dead. We can look at their deck though. They didn't even want to use the Jace win. They had to play the Oracle. This is just rude.
How many Hull Breachers do they
Chalice
have?
of the Void. There's at least one other Breacher. They have a Hermit. Days Undoing. Shark Typhoon 3 Breacher by my count.
Wow.
This deck looks like no fun. Hull Breacher, Chalice of the Void, Force of Will. Alright, we got smacked. Tony, what's the plan versus Mono Blue Hull Breacher ThoughtShift combo?
I don't think Empty is gonna get there against Thoughtlash. I don't think we want to do anything.
Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were terrible draws. We drew Chromox, for the first two up the top.
I think that this is a mulligan. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Nope.
Come on.
Wow, these are trashy openers.
Mulligan.
Yep.
Hey, there we go.
Tomb, Grid, LED, Echo. That's all you need, baby.
You know, I said that in another match. I was like, we can mulligan to this, and we didn't. But here we got it. Just as we
It is
intended.
the nut.
What are the odds? The odds are 100% that I would have Lines on Diamond Echo. Spin that wheel. What?
And of course.
Come on. Don't be a bully.
Confirmed bully.
Pass.
At least now we get to see Hull Breacher if it's coming out.
Jace. I mean, we're dead next turn to a shift. Draw. Pass. They milled themselves that time. Chalice and 0.
It did mill a Hermit.
We did see Chalice of the Voids in game 1. Were we supposed to board in the Sprees, or do you just say, hey, we're on the play, don't worry about it?
I mean, we could have brought one in, I suppose, but I don't have any other artifacts.
Alright, Death by Spirit Beatdown, 6 more turns. They're going all in on the Hermit Beatdown plan. Benevolent Beatdown. Oh. Wow. Yep, that just happened. Doesn't matter. We're so far behind. It's funny, Wish is actually the only way we can win this game, so props to Wish. Energy Flux.
Get wrecked.
That is what Chalice of the... Wait, can I be countered? Oh, the Geist.
Yep.
But we still can't do anything here. So they can now use the ultimate on Jace Wielder Mysteries. And we are dead. I'm not going to make them click through that. Tony, my
They're pretty
friend.
quick on the draw there.
Yeah. Not the best league. Not the best league.
Nope.
I'm going to say
You can't
GG
win
to
them
our
all.
opponent. My bad. Sorry. Our opponent's a nice person. They used to support the channel. I appreciate them. Wonderful person. But not the best league for the Epic Gamble. I did feel like we had a little bit of bad luck there. So in the first match, we lost the die roll to Oops. There was another match where I suck at Magic. Not that I'm saying we would have won the match, but maybe we would have potentially kept a better hand for game 2. Game 3, I feel like we got bullied a little bit. Like on the playground, we were the kid that like gets pushed into the mud.
Yep.
Do you have any thoughts after that league?
I mean, you can't win them all. My experience has been a very high win rate with this deck, so it's but I lose my fair share of matches, so
Yeah,
it
I think that's
happens.
something that goes unsaid a lot of the time. Like people see TonyScapone 20 trophies, but I mean, even the best players lose a lot. Like it's something that playing Magic makes you pretty humble because in order to be good, you must have lost, a lot in your life just because it's so difficult.
Yep, especially on Moto and especially right now. I know Moto gets a lot of shit for being like kind of the wild wild west and maybe not the greatest uh for testing if you want it because it's not exactly what a meta would be and blah 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 all this stuff. But at the same time, you have a significant number of the best players in the world who are grinding constantly on Moto and certainly all the Storm players. So then you also have people uh, preparing for all the Storm grinders. On top of the fact that Storm has certainly had an uptick lately, so I think people are just very much prepared. Not that we necessarily ran into a bunch of Storm hate, but
Yeah.
uh,
I'll say this.
it's
I
something
think
to,
online is more real than paper at this point. Just throwing it out there.
yeah, you get a ton of free wins in paper. Like you'll if you hone your skills on really any of the even just the three storm decks, the three main storm decks, you're gonna have a really good time through a lot of paper matches,
Yeah.
and certainly on Moto as well. But I just get so many free wins in paper.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bad talk anyone, but the average player skill is definitely a little bit lower than Magic Online.
Yep.
All right, Tony. So, as always, your info will be in the description down below. You're looking to find Tony, watch more of the Epic Gamble content. It will be in the description. Tony, thank you for joining me here at the Epic Storm for another video. I mean, this is probably like your 8th appearance by now. You're here all the time.
Hmm.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, Tony, have a good night, and thank you to everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. See ya. Keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.